The people who lost the most money to Bernie Madoff were not idiots. They were the people most likely to call you an idiot. Welcome to the Smart Person Tax. Hi, welcome back to Tiny Head Company. Today's flavor, the intelligence trap. There is a comforting myth that smart people are harder to scam. Higher IQ, better judgment, more skepticism. Surely they can spot a con. This is false. Statistically, financially, and embarrassingly false. The bigger your brain, the better you are at coming up with reasons to believe the lie. Smart people don't avoid scams. They write 3-page memos explaining why this scam is actually different. Exhibit A, Bernie Madoff, former chairman of NASDAQ, Wall Street royalty. He ran the largest Ponzi scheme in history. $65 billion. His investors, not your aunt with the home computer, hedge funds, banks, Steven Spielberg, Kevin Bacon, the owners of the New York Mets. The reason they invested wasn't ignorance. It was the opposite. They saw the credentials. They saw the steady 10% annual returns. They saw that other rich, smart people were already in. That last part is the entire trick. Every smart investor used the other smart investors as their due diligence. Exhibit B, Elizabeth Holmes. She showed up at Stanford in a black turtleneck, said she could run 200 medical tests on a single drop of blood, and raise $700 million. Her board, Henry Kissinger, James Mattis, George Shultz, 3 former secretaries of state, and a 4-star general. None of them tested the machine. They were on the board because they were prestigious. The prestige was the credential. The credential was the proof. The proof was that prestigious people were on the board. It was a circular reference disguised as expertise. Exhibit C, Sam Bankman-Fried, MIT graduate, son of 2 Stanford law professors, sleeping on a beanbag, endorsed by Tom Brady. Sequoia Capital wrote a glowing magazine-style profile calling him the next Warren Buffett. Valuation, $32 billion. In November 2022, FTX collapsed in 10 days. Customer funds had been funneled to his sister company. The accounting was being done in a group chat. Sequoia later admitted they never reviewed his financials. The people we trust to vet billionaires were not actually vetting billionaires. They were vibing. 3 reasons your smart brain is a liability. 1, you trust pattern matching. Scammers don't make weird products. They make products that look like the legitimate ones. The closer the surface fit, the more your brain says, I know this category. Smart pattern matching is what makes you smart. It is also what makes you scammable. 2, you trust credentials. NASDAQ chairman, Stanford professor, MIT former secretary of state. Your brain processes credentials as a substitute for verifying anything. The credentials of the people in the room are the room's credibility, even when nobody in the room actually checked. 3, you trust the herd of other smart people. If 16 hedge funds invested, the 17th doesn't audit. They join the cap table. Combine all 3 and you get the sophistication trap. The smarter you are, the more confidently you walk into the exact thing you should be most suspicious of. There is one shortcut to avoiding this. If you cannot explain, in one sentence, how the money is made to a small child, it is a scam. Madoff couldn't pass, Theranos couldn't pass, FTX couldn't pass. Complexity is not a credential. Complexity is a red flag wearing a tuxedo. So next time someone smarter than you tells you about a sure thing, congratulations, you found the smart person tax.